Scroll number 7. I govern myself completely. All that I have been seeking, through so many complicated paths, I can have at once. If I stop standing in my own way, release what is past, commit what is future to the larger order, and attend with full precision to what is in front of me right now. This is the entire instruction, not 100 rules, not a philosophy requiring years of study before it yields anything useful. 3 movements: release, trust, attend. The solo creator who publishes without knowing the outcome. The builder who ships without certainty. Both are practicing this, whether they know it or not. I have everything I need to begin. I began the moment I chose to. The governing part is what I am. Not the body, that is a vessel. Remarkable and temporary. Not the appetites and the fears, which rise and pass like weather. The third part, the one that watches, decides, reasons, and chooses, that is the real thing. When I keep it free from what it does not need, from the venom of other people's confusion, from the weight of what I cannot change, from the noise of what I have not yet done, it functions as it was designed to function. Cleanly, powerfully, without complaint. I have felt this. The days I operated from that place were different days. Cleaner, quieter, more than the days I did not. I govern myself completely. I have spent parts of my life in slavery to what I cannot control. Not chains, something subtler. The constant rearranging of my interior world to match the movements of things outside it. The market shifted and I shifted. The opinion changed and I changed. The result came back different from what I expected. And I spent days trying to understand what it meant about me. I am done with this translation work. What happens outside is information. What I do with it is character. I govern the character. That shift from reacting to governing takes less than a second. I have done it in the middle of an argument, in the middle of a loss. It is always available. Separate from the governing part, everything that does not belong there. What others say. What you said or did yesterday that you cannot revise. What tomorrow may bring that you cannot yet know. Strip all of it away and look at what remains. An intelligence capable of justice, capable of truth, capable of acting well in whatever circumstances it finds itself. This is what you are when everything unnecessary is removed. This is the thing worth protecting. This is the thing worth building every single day. I govern myself completely. There is one light in the sun, though walls and mountains divide it. There is one rational nature in all people, though 1,000 different personalities express it. What connects me to every person I will encounter today is not circumstance or agreement, it is the shared capacity to reason, to choose, to govern. When I remember this, the friction of ordinary life softens. The person who irritates me is working with the same instrument I am, at a different stage of learning to use it. I do not need them to be further along. I need only to be as far along as I can manage myself. The divinity within me, call it reason, call it the governing part, call it the quiet voice that knows before I rationalize, that part was not made by my effort. It arrived with me, but it is maintained by my effort. Daily. In each decision to act with justice rather than convenience. To speak truth rather than comfort. to hold the standard I have chosen, rather than collapse into what is easier. The maintenance is the practice. The practice is the life. I govern myself completely. 7 days, I have carried these words. 7 mornings, I have returned to this voice, this instruction, this invitation to live at the level my nature was designed for. And what I find, at the end of these 7 days, is not a completed transformation. It is something better. A direction. A clear sense of which way is up. The work does not finish. The work is the point. The immersion does not end here. It deepens. Every morning I return, I arrive slightly further along than the morning before. I carry it forward, not as a burden, but as the most interesting thing I know how to do. What use does the governing part make of itself? On this, everything depends. Not on the body's comfort, not on the account balance, or the follower count, or the opinion of people who have not examined their own souls. Everything depends on whether I, today, use the governing part well, whether I let it see clearly, choose rightly, act justly, speak truly, whether I protect it from what would corrupt it, and direct it toward what would make it strong. How small a portion of time is appointed to each of us. How narrow the piece of earth we move across. And yet, nothing appears great except acting as my nature directs, and bearing contentedly whatever the common nature brings. This is the scope of a human life, reduced to its essence. Not achievement, not legacy, not the memory others carry. The quality of the governing part in the time it has. That is all. That is enough. Marcus wrote these words to himself, alone, at the edge of battles, in the margins of an empire. He reminded himself of what he already knew, but kept forgetting, as we all do. He was not performing wisdom. He was practicing it. The only way wisdom can be practiced, repeatedly, imperfectly, without an audience. Because it is right. I do the same. Not because anyone is watching. Because I am. That is the only witness that matters. Not the audience. Not the metrics. The governing part watching itself. Choosing. Again. I govern myself completely. I govern myself completely. I govern myself completely.